Hey guys, I'm Morthadon, and we are here for Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2, Episode 1. So, a returning show replacing Boruto. For now, Boruto is on hiatus. Rest in peace, the show that has been on my channel the longest. Pretty much, I started reactions with Boruto. I think my very first episode I ever did was Boruto. So, definitely interesting to have it go, at least for now. It is coming back, though, so... But yeah, Jujutsu Kaisen. I did season 1 on my channel, so if you guys have not seen it, check that out. If you are new to my channel and you haven't seen my original reactions to this show or any of my other reactions, I do full-length timer-based, which means that you need to have a copy of the episode yourself. There will be a timer in that corner, this one here, and you guys will sync up with me and we will watch the full episode together. I'll do a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 countdown for you guys. And that way, it bypasses any copyright issues, the videos stay up, you guys get to watch the whole thing with me rather than only like 10 minutes of the episode and all your favorite parts are cut out, you know? It's just the way that I do things. I know other people do things differently, to each their own. I tried doing it where it had clipped up footage in the corner, and I had a ton of copyright issues. I don't know if it's because I'm a small channel, so they hammer you harder, but I ended up having to cut almost everything out of every episode to keep it up on YouTube, and I tried doing the redirects, and I got banned off those sites, even though other people have it. Either way, sorry, I'm rambling. It was a pain, so now I do things this way, so... It's easier for me, a little harder for you guys, but you get more out of it too. It's more beneficial because you get to see the whole episode. So, enough of that. Jujutsu Kaisen. Our boy Itadori has a execution in order, but on hold until he eats enough fingers of Sukuna. I have watched season 1 several times, so I feel like I'm fairly refreshed on the story. I think I rewatched it fairly recently as well. We also had the movie where we met Okotsu and got to know him, and Rin, I believe, was his Rika. I'm sorry, Rika. Getting my shows mixed up. Rika was the entity within him and everything. He's a descendant of Gojo, our resident hot boy. And yeah, so many other things happened, but we will be here for 5 hours if I try to explain everything that happened. We still have the Halloween stuff going on with Geto, not to be confused with Gojo, and not to also be confused with Jogo. Well done, show. I appreciate it. Alright guys, let's get started with this episode here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now. Is this... Maybe not. I almost thought it could have been a younger, slimmer Geto. Maybe it is. I can't remember if he had gauges. Ooh. Absorb. That's what he does. He turns it into like a ball and eats it, right? We saw that in the movie? Ugh. So can't you just exercise it and not... No one else has to eat it. Why do you have to? Good to get backstory on this guy, though. Interesting to start a season out. Interesting. So we're going on a job. Who is this? Anime love their, like, something... It's funny because we see, like, older people with, like, gray or that, like, white hair, and we're like, oh, they're just old, you know? But then we see younger characters with that same whitish hair, and we're like, oh, that's stunning, you know? I too am a sucker for that, by the way, guys. I make my characters in games when there's character customization. 99.99% of the time, either they are bald and I make them look a little bit like me, or I will give them hair, especially if they're a caster, and it'll be like long white hair, as white as I can get. So, but I do watch a lot of anime. It's changed me. Now, are we flashbacked? Because I almost feel like... Yeah, she's the one with the big braid, right? May? I think. Gojo, like, paid her at the end of the season to recommend some people for first grade sorcerer. I think her name was May. Also, I think this girl is the one with the scar that hates Gojo. When we saw her in the car, that's what I was thinking, but I couldn't fully place it. Sometimes anime characters look very similar to me. Unless they have distinct features like white hair, which is what made me think of the one lady. Oh, it didn't say it in the subtitles, but I think she just said, I think I heard her say Otohime, and I think that was the name of the girl with the scar. It's really interesting how in the Japanese language, they very rarely, like, if you listen to the way they talk, it seems like they don't say you or me or I very often, right? Like, you hear characters refer to, like, you hear them say their own names when they're talking about themselves sometimes. Or, like, instead of saying, like, you go check upstairs, she said, Otohime, go check upstairs, kind of thing, which isn't completely out of the normal in English, but... Sorry. I was too distracted talking about that. It is silly, her just, like, ripping open the doors. Uh-oh. Ooh. Oh, I like this camera angle. I do. It's creepy. I love it. So Gojo calls her weak, right? Rats! Oh my god, dude. That animation was great. The, like, 3D sort of environment. Oh. We're getting a Chainsaw Man room. You guys remember the hotel room in Chainsaw Man? Japanese word, or the way they pronounce like backpack. Well, not pronounce. It's it sounded like they said rucksack, right? It's just English. It's interesting that she said it that way. Did they actually maybe? I mean, she also said potato chip, so maybe she was using more like English terms. And she said can. But it sounded like she said rucksack. Nice. Yeah, this is straight up Chainsaw Man. They're fighting the Eternity Devil. Shit, spoilers. Sorry. Exercise that giant purple symbol on the wall. Oh, different. Ah, smart. Very clever. At top speed. Ah! It knows! It's behind you! Wait. Never mind. Was it the lights? Shit, dude! Those lights! They straight up... I thought that was a thing with red eyes behind them. From that camera angle. Oh my god. That was like... That was either a brilliant choice to have it angled that way, or I'm just really stupid. Either way, it got me. There was nothing behind him. Shit. How fast is she? Not the one I wanted to see run. Sorry. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, run faster. Run faster. Must run faster. Look at this animation. Jesus. Do you want to see how I got these scars? Maybe not yet. Gojo. Of course. Utahime. I spelled their name wrong. I thought it was Otohime. Whoa, 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 whoa. Is this an opening? 14 minutes into the episode? Okay. So for those of you who have watched my other reactions and know other videos that how I look like, it's not much different, but I got a new trimmer for my head, and I think it actually does get a lot closer of a cut. There was always like a little stubble left, and I wasn't like the biggest fan of it, but I think this is as good of a shave as I will ever be able to get right now. Ooh, who's that big buff guy? But yeah, without actually using a razor because I'm too lazy and kind of scared to use a razor. Especially with, like, I have, like, the bump on the back of your head. Like, you nick that with a razor, you're just gonna get a cut every time, so. Aww. Gojo having fun with Geto before things go south. Interesting. So we're probably going to be getting a lot of this. If not, like, maybe a big chunk of this season will be this. Second year, okay. Oh. Ugh. Oh, is that... okay, so he's using... Okay. Shoko. Oh, She's the... medical examiner, right? Doctor, whatever her role is. Ugh. This is silly. Freaking ghetto. What are you doing? Oh. Oh. So was he a teacher? So he's a teacher at the time, not the principal. uh, is that a metaphor of Gojo being able to reach the goal, but Geto is just out of reach every time? Run for it. So. That's a guy that, like, lives forever, right? Oh. A race. Yep. Hmm. Interesting. Interesting. God damn, that's pretty nuts. Well, shit. You have to sacrifice a person? Wow. Okay. That's like... That's messed up, but also kind of understandable. What? So dramatic. Okay. So, if this mission is successful, does that mean Tengen is a hot chick at the moment in our current timeline with Itadori? He just massacred that can with his infinity power. Uh-oh. That's a bomb. Well, he protected himself. Is that her? Well, shit. Oh, I like that animation. Nice. He just stops them all. This guy bears way too striking a resemblance. It reminds me a lot of a Bleach character. And I even think he has the same name. Hmm. Trying to get the... Oh. Yup. Yup. God damn it. As soon as he said I'm not part of it anymore, I knew I knew it was gonna be Fushiguro's dad. Fuck! This is so interesting, guys. It's it's a little ballsy to start off a new season without even having our, like, main boy. You know, like, who knows how long this arc is gonna go? Maybe even the entire season we won't have our regular characters and everything. And I'll miss them for sure, but learning all this is so cool. Like, because obviously we didn't really learn from the show that there's a connection between Geto and Gojo, I don't think. But from the movie, we definitely were basically showed that they were friends. So that's really cool that we're getting this from when they were in school, and we get to kind of see how it all breaks down, see how all their relationships were when they were younger, because a lot of these guys are around later on. Even, I think I might have saw Nanami there as well. I could be wrong. I'd have to see it again. I was just kind of spacing out. I wasn't super paying attention. Alright, this is probably preview, so I'm gonna end it. I think, okay, yeah, next episode. That is it, guys. I just want to make sure that it wasn't like a Jujutsu stroll or something that I was missing. But that is it for episode 1 of season 2. Yeah, so as I was saying, I'm glad I also was able to pick up, like, sometimes I'm really bad about faces and stuff like that. I'm glad I was able to pick up that it's all these characters that we had before, you know, like when they went in that infinity hallway, when they were entering that building and everything, I was able to realize that it was Mei and Utahime, before they told us. They still never really told us that it's them. It's just you're expected to know if you watch the first season. And they did give us the names, which I'm pretty sure, like I said, I recognize the names, which means we must have gotten them in either season 1 or the movie, so it makes sense. But they're in their second year, so they're not first years like Itadori is. So they're a little bit more experienced already. Gojo already has his infinity power. I don't even know, like, I don't know enough about his power. Like, now he just, like, he still has it, right? We're still not seeing him, like, learn it and train with it, but that's not the purpose of this arc, right? But it just, like, makes me wonder, is there room for improvement with his power? Like, are we going to be able to see that he's stronger in present time with Itadori than he is back here? Like, can that power become, like, it's so powerful already, just by, like, the innate nature of infinity. Like, can you make infinity be more? But I'm sure since it's a power that he just calls infinity, there probably is a level of, like, getting stronger. I would assume anyway. But yeah, we learned a lot about Tengen, which we had him mentioned in the first season, where they, like, got past Tengen's barrier while they were messing with basically that last fight when they were doing their exchange event, right? The enemies showed up, the spirits and everything, and while those fights were going on, they sealed Gojo out. They made Gojo focus on breaking that seal to get in, while something else was going on where they were stealing a bunch of fingers and the death paintings and all of those things. They were getting past Tengen's barrier at that point. So Tengen is he's got that immortality. It feels weird to call it. Did they call it a jutsu? It's just interesting to call it that, because it just makes me. I watched Naruto recently again, and it just makes me think of Naruto. It's like, oh, we got Orochimaru in here. But no, like, the immortality that he has, but it's one that restructures his body over time to the point where he will, like, evolve into something greater if he doesn't find a new host to reset the breakdown process, right? So that's pretty crazy. Like, I imagine if the show goes on long enough, or at least the manga, maybe it would have to be in the manga, maybe the show wouldn't get to that point. But if the manga goes on long enough, we could eventually hit a point where, I mean, unless it happens in this arc, but it seems like Tengen's still around in Itadori's time, so I assume he got his vessel. Um, but eventually in the show we could hit that point where he transcends into this being and we need to deal with it, right? Because they were saying he would cease to be himself and he could become a problem for humanity. So that's that is certainly ominous as hell. But they're going after this girl. So do, like, they said erase her. What is that? Does that just mean like Tengen's gonna overwrite the personality within her, which I assume is how it works, but that's how I assumed it worked until they said, like, find her and erase her, which to me kind of made me feel like find her and kill her, but maybe he's just trying to let his students know that by bringing this girl to Tengen, he is killing her, right? He is body snatching the shit out of her, and that girl is just gone. So, it's pretty messed up. Like, that's what I was saying when they first said it. I can see why they do it, because it's even more messed up if you let Tengen just evolve into this creature that no one knows how powerful, how evil, or what it could possibly become, right? So if that's the case, sacrificing one person every lifetime of his, I don't know how long he needs to I don't know how often he needs to replace the bodies. Like, does that rewriting process happen like before his normal human death? So does he have, like, 80 years or 90 years or even longer potentially in that body, or is it something like that immortality like rewrites his body within 5 years? So every 5 years he needs to kill someone. I don't know, but morally it is definitely in that gray territory where it's like we do this for the greater good, but it's still pretty fucked up, So, but we have this group of people that seem to be they seem to like worship Tengen, but they're trying to stop him from getting this vessel. If I understood that right, I may need to rewatch that scene, but it seems like for some reason they view this vessel as being tainted, so they worship Tengen enough that they don't want him to have this body. That's what it seems like. But then we also have these people who are, it seems like they're paying that organization, and now they're going to be paying Fushiguro's dad too, which that's another cool thing. Like, not only do we have our normal characters, we also have Fushiguro's dad, which we never knew potentially is antagonistic to the story. I mean, trying to like stop Tengen from getting this body and everything. Or is it the other way around? Is there something wrong with this girl where they, I don't know. I may need to rewatch the explanation on this girl. I apologize. I'm starting to doubt myself now. I'm like, wait a second. Is Gojo on the bad side of it? Are they trying to keep the body away from Tengen, and then the Tengen followers are like going after him? Let's see. I can jump back to it while where do they? Let's see, I saw something here. Why would the Star religious group want to kill a brat? Their object of worship is the pure form of Tengen. Oh, I see. So it sounds like they want Tengen to evolve into this greater being. It's almost like he's their god, right? He doesn't want... this group doesn't want them. A group of non-sorcerers, I didn't even realize that the ones to be wary of is Q, and then they run into Q. Literally right here, when the blades come at him, is Q. And they were hired by Tengen. So Tengen does want... Okay. Sorry, I just... Okay, that makes sense. So they're trying to get the body for Tengen, so Tengen doesn't, you know, evolve into something that even, like, loses himself completely. We have a religious group who sees him as a god and doesn't want him to transcend. And then we have a third party that seems to have hired the religious group and is also hiring a Zenin now. So apparently there's even more motives. Like, there's this third party going on that I don't know what the purpose of that is. Like, why does this other... I understand the religious group because, you know... Never mind. I don't want to say anything because that might offend someone. I just believe religious people would do this kind of thing. But, or at least, like, not all... I'm not saying all religious people. I'm just saying, like, the fanatically religious people that are, like, way too into it, you know? But yeah. But I do wonder who that third party is, so it's going to be interesting. Anyway, I had a lot of fun with this one. I am looking forward to more. The animation was on point this episode. I loved the little, like, haunted house feeling of Utahime going through the room and, like, some of the shots, like, panning sideways and everything while the characters are moving, giving it, like, a 3D space and everything. I thought it looked great. There were a few other moments where things were happening, like, even just, like, the quick little things, like Geto jumping out of that window. There was, like, a brief moment of just, like, really smooth animation and everything, and several other moments throughout the show, so that's really cool. I'm glad they were able to keep up. You know, we didn't get, like, a One Punch Man situation where season 1 was really good and then season 2 was, like, you know. It seems like, I mean, I maybe haven't seen enough to say yet, but it seems like we're gonna have another good one on our hands. So that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed. Check out my Patreon if you want to see 2 more episodes right now. You can see them on there by supporting me through the early access tier. There's also shows on there that aren't released to YouTube yet, like Better Call Saul. I'm starting The Last of Us, and Better Call Saul will start coming to YouTube very slowly. But I'll be watching The Last of Us on there too very soon, so check that out. And as for anime, I'm watching Symphogear on there, and I'm starting the final season soon. So check all that out if you're interested. Links are in the description below, or they should be popping up on the screen. And I never really showed my shirt, but it just says, like, this suit cost me an arm and a leg, and it's Darth Vader. I probably should have showed that earlier. I just realized, like, I don't know if I adjusted enough. I guess if I sat up enough, you can definitely tell it's Darth Vader, and you can read that and get the gist. But anyway, that's it for me. I'll see you guys in my future reactions. Bye!